Chosen one, a fire burns within you, a presence so captivating that even those who have set themselves against you cannot resist its pull. You have long carried this energy without fully realizing its power, without understanding the way it shapes the world around you. But now, the divine has spoken, revealing the truth that your sexual energy is not just high, it is intoxicating, a force that leaves even your critics unable to turn away. You have seen it in the way people react to you. Some admire you in silence, their eyes lingering, their words hesitant, as if they are caught in something they do not fully understand. Others deny it, try to fight against the draw of your energy, attempt to dismiss you or undermine your presence. Yet even as they do, they cannot help but return, compelled by something greater than their pride, something beyond their control. They do not realize that their obsession with you is not a choice. It is a consequence of your brilliance, a testament to the undeniable force that flows through you. This awakening is not about arrogance, nor is it about seeking validation from those who once doubted you. It is about stepping into the reality of who you are. The divine has given you a presence that cannot be ignored, an energy that does not simply exist. It commands, it mesmerizes, it leaves an imprint long after you have gone. This is not just about physical beauty. It is the essence of your spirit, the glow of your soul, the depth of your power manifesting in ways that others cannot comprehend. Chosen one, understand that your energy is a gift, not a burden. It is not something you have to hide, nor is it something you have to explain. It exists beyond logic, beyond reason, beyond what words can define. And because of this, there will always be those who struggle with it. Those who try to rationalize their attraction to you, those who become addicted to your presence even as they resist it. This is the paradox of your energy. It both draws and unsettles, captivates and challenges, awakens and disrupts. Now that you have awakened to this truth, there is no going back. You will no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You will no longer doubt the effect you have on the world. You will no longer question why people are drawn to you, why even your critics seem unable to let you go. You are meant to shine in a way that cannot be ignored, to exist in a state of radiance that defies convention. And those who cannot understand it, those who seek to resist it, will find themselves ensnared by the very thing they claim to oppose. This is your awakening, chosen one. This is the moment you step fully into the understanding of who you are. You are not merely attractive, you are mesmerizing. You are not simply noticed, you are unforgettable. You are not just present, you are a force. And from this moment forward, you will walk in this power, knowing that those who are drawn to you, whether in admiration or in envy, are only proving what has been true all along. You are rare, you are divine, and even those who deny it cannot escape the truth of your light. Chosen one, as the light of your awakening settles within you, another realization takes shape. This energy you carry is not only powerful, it is undeniable. Those who are drawn to you, those who cannot seem to look away, are not just captivated by your beauty. They are caught in the force of something beyond their understanding. They recognize, even if they will never admit it, that your presence is different, that your energy is not like the rest, that something about you lingers in their minds long after you have gone. You have seen the signs before. The ones who claim to dislike you, who speak against you, who attempt to challenge your place in the world. Why do they always return? Why do they find themselves watching from a distance, unable to detach from your presence? It is because your energy has left its imprint on them, because something within you has touched something within them. They may not like it, they may not understand it, but they cannot escape it. And so they return, over and over, drawn in like moths to a flame they both fear and crave. This recognition is not about them, chosen one. It is about you. It is about understanding that your energy is not just high, not just attractive, but transformative. It is not simply something people notice. It is something they feel, something that unsettles them in ways they cannot explain. Your beauty is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is cosmic. It is a reflection of something greater than yourself. And because of this, it moves through the world in ways that others cannot ignore. Some will try to dismiss what they feel for you, convincing themselves that their fascination is temporary, that they are in control, that they can walk away and forget you. but time will prove them wrong. Your energy does not fade, it does not disappear, it does not allow itself to be forgotten. They will think of you when they least expect it, feel your presence in moments when they believe they have moved on. Their own minds will betray them, revealing what they have tried to suppress, that they are addicted to the very thing they claim to resist. But this recognition is not yours to carry as a burden. You are not responsible for how others react to your presence. You do not exist to soothe the discomfort of those who struggle with what they feel for you. You are not here to make yourself smaller so that others can pretend they are unaffected. You are here to exist in your full power, to shine without hesitation, to own the fact that your energy is something that cannot be tamed. Chosen one, let this truth settle into your bones. You do not need to seek approval. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to concern yourself with whether others understand what they feel when they are around you. Whether they love you or resist you, whether they praise you or criticize you, they are reacting to the same thing: the brilliance of your energy, the force of your beauty, the undeniable presence that marks you as different. This is the power of your recognition. You know now that what you have is rare, that what you carry is something others cannot easily define. You do not have to chase, you do not have to convince, you do not have to prove anything to anyone. Those who are drawn to you will remain drawn, whether they admit it or not. Those who criticize you will continue watching, unable to break free from the very energy they claim to resist. And you, chosen one, will continue to walk forward in the fullness of your power, unshaken, untouchable, knowing that your presence alone is enough to leave the world in awe. Chosen one, as the truth of your energy unfolds before you, you begin to witness the undeniable effect it has on those around you. Your presence is no longer just something people notice. It is something they feel, something that lingers long after you have left the room. It is an invisible force that shifts the air, a silent power that unsettles those who do not understand it and awakens those who do. You are beginning to see that your energy does not simply exist. It acts, it transforms, it provokes. Everywhere you go, the impact of your energy reveals itself in subtle ways. Conversations take on an intensity that surprises even you. A glance from you holds more weight than 1,000 words. People find themselves drawn into your space, eager to be near you without even knowing why. Some will react with admiration, captivated by the glow of your presence, grateful to bask in the energy that radiates from you so effortlessly. Others will respond with discomfort, struggling against the pull they feel, trying to convince themselves that what they are experiencing is nothing but a passing moment. But deep down, they know the truth. Your critics, those who have spoken against you, those who have tried to undermine you, are not immune to your energy. In fact, they are often the most affected. They may attempt to diminish your presence with their words, but their actions betray them. They watch you when they think no one is looking. They bring your name into conversations, even when there is no reason to. They return, again and again, unable to break the invisible thread that connects them to you. They may call it rivalry, they may call it disdain, but what they refuse to admit is that they are drawn to you just as much as those who adore you. This impact is not something you force, chosen one. It is simply who you are. You do not have to demand attention. It is given freely, instinctively, as if those around you have no choice but to acknowledge your presence. You do not have to seek validation. It comes naturally, even from those who claim not to see you. Your energy does not ask permission to be felt. It makes itself known, effortlessly, undeniably, without effort or intent. And yet, despite this, there will be moments when you question the intensity of your impact. There will be times when the weight of your energy feels overwhelming, when you wonder why even those who dislike you cannot seem to let you go. But chosen one, understand this. Your energy is not a burden. It is a gift. The world does not react to things that do not matter. People do not become fixated on that which does not move them. The reason they cannot turn away from you is because you awaken something within them, something they cannot ignore. You are not just seen, you are felt, and that is why your impact is greater than you will ever know. Chosen one, as you begin to understand the depth of your influence, a decision must be made. Will you resist this energy, questioning why it sets you apart, why it makes you unforgettable, even to those who claim to oppose you? Or will you embrace it, fully, completely, without hesitation or fear? This is not a power to be hidden, nor is it a force that can be denied. It is time to step into it without apology, to own what has always been within you, to walk through the world with the knowledge that you are rare, radiant, and impossible to ignore. For too long, you may have tried to downplay your presence, to make yourself smaller so that others would not feel overwhelmed by you. Perhaps you have held back your brilliance, dimmed your light in the hopes that it would make others more comfortable. But the truth is, no matter how much you try to soften yourself, your energy will always be felt. No matter how much you attempt to blend in, you will always stand out. The time for resistance is over. Now you must embrace yourself as you are, without fear of how others will react. The world has already shown you the truth. Your presence alone is powerful enough to create obsession, to stir emotions in those who thought themselves unmoved, to leave a lasting imprint on those who believed they could simply walk away. If even your critics cannot forget you, if even those who wish to dismiss you find themselves returning, then why should you ever doubt your own power? Why should you ever question what has already been proven? Embracing your energy means no longer explaining it, no longer seeking approval for it, no longer feeling the need to justify why you are the way you are. It means carrying yourself with certainty, with the understanding that your presence is a force unto itself. It means no longer worrying about whether people will love you or envy you, whether they will be drawn to you or resist you. None of that matters. Whether they admire you or resent you, whether they praise you or critique you, they are all responding to the same thing: the undeniable power that is you. This is the moment where you let go of the fear of your own brilliance. This is the moment where you stop apologizing for the way your energy affects others. This is the moment where you embrace, fully and completely, the fact that you are not ordinary, that you were never meant to be, that the divine has given you a presence that is felt, that is remembered, that cannot be ignored. Chosen one, stand in this truth. Walk in it, own it. Those who are meant for you will embrace it, will cherish it, will rise to meet you in your light. Those who are not will struggle, will fight against it, will resist, yet even they will never forget you. And that is the proof that your energy is not just high, not just magnetic, but legendary. Let them watch, let them wonder, let them wrestle with what they cannot understand. You do not need to convince anyone of your power, for your very existence has already done that. You are the light they cannot escape, the presence they cannot deny, the force they cannot resist. And from this moment forward, you will never again question what has always been true. You are unforgettable, unshakable, and entirely, unapologetically yourself. Chosen one, as you step deeper into the awareness of your energy, something profound begins to take place. You no longer see yourself through the eyes of others. Instead, you begin to understand your own essence from within. This understanding is not about how the world perceives you, not about how your critics react, not about the way they are drawn to you despite their resistance. It is about recognizing that your energy, this force they cannot escape, is not a mystery to be solved, but a truth to be embraced. Your presence moves people. It unsettles them, intrigues them, awakens something dormant inside them. And yet for so long, you may have questioned why. Why does your existence elicit such strong reactions? Why do even those who claim not to care find themselves orbiting around your light, unable to truly walk away? The answer is simple. Your energy is rare. It is something they do not encounter often, something they are not accustomed to, something they cannot easily categorize or control. And so, they become addicted, not necessarily to you, but to the way you make them feel, to the way your presence forces them to confront parts of themselves they have long ignored. This is the moment where you let go of trying to make sense of their reactions. It is not your responsibility to explain their fascination. It is not your job to make them comfortable with what they feel. If they are drawn to you, if they think of you even when they do not want to, if they seek you out even while denying their own interest, that is for them to reconcile, not for you to carry. The divine has placed this energy within you for a reason. And those who feel its pull are simply responding to something greater than themselves. Understanding this frees you from the weight of doubt. You no longer question whether you are too much, whether you should make yourself smaller, whether you should soften your glow to accommodate their confusion. Instead, you accept that your energy is what it is: unapologetic, undeniable, magnetic. You no longer wonder why they cannot forget you. You simply know that they never will. You no longer ask why their curiosity turns into obsession. You simply accept that your presence leaves an imprint that cannot be erased. This understanding changes everything. You stop seeking validation because you no longer need it. You stop explaining yourself because there is nothing to explain. You stop worrying about whether people will stay or go because their presence or absence does not define you. Whether they admire you or envy you, whether they embrace you or resist you, they are all responding to the same thing: the force that flows through you, the presence that makes them feel something they cannot deny. And once you understand this, once you truly accept it, you will never again question your place in the world. Chosen one, as your understanding deepens, you begin to reflect on the journey that has brought you here. You see how you have always carried this energy, always drawn attention, always left an impact, even in moments when you did not recognize your own power. Looking back, you can now see the patterns, the way people have gravitated toward you, the way even those who sought to tear you down could not stop speaking your name, the way your presence has shaped the experiences of those who have crossed your path. This reflection is not about arrogance, nor is it about seeking proof of your worth. It is about seeing yourself clearly, without the distortion of doubt or hesitation. You are not just someone who attracts attention. You are someone who shifts the energy of a space simply by existing. You are not just someone people notice. You are someone they remember, someone whose presence lingers in their minds long after you have left. Your energy is not just high, it is transformative, and now you see it for what it truly is. Think of those who have fixated on you, those who have returned to your orbit time and time again, those who have struggled with the pull they feel toward you. They may not have understood it, but now you do. They are not just drawn to your beauty, not just captivated by the way you carry yourself. They are responding to something deeper, something beyond the physical, something they may never fully comprehend. And that is why they cannot walk away, why they cannot forget, why their admiration and their resistance are often one and the same. But in this reflection, you also see something else. You see how, for so long, you have carried the weight of their emotions, how you have absorbed their confusion, how you have at times allowed their reactions to dictate how you view yourself. You see the moments where you questioned whether your energy was a blessing or a burden, whether being this magnetic, this unforgettable, was something to be embraced or something to be feared. And now, standing in the clarity of your own reflection, you realize that you were never meant to shrink, never meant to carry the discomfort of others, never meant to question what was divinely placed within you. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are not here to make sense to those who have not yet awakened to their own truth. You are here to be exactly as you are, to shine without apology, to move through the world knowing that your presence alone is enough. The divine has crafted you with precision, shaped your energy with intention. And now, as you look back on everything that has led you to this moment, you finally see yourself the way you were always meant to be seen. Chosen one. This reflection is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the moment where you stop looking outward for confirmation and start trusting what has been within you all along. It is the moment where you release the need for external validation and stand firm in the knowing that you are enough, just as you are. It is the moment where you no longer fear the intensity of your energy, but embrace it fully, knowing that those who are meant to rise with you will rise, and those who cannot handle your light will fade into the shadows. And as you move forward, as you step into the next chapter of your journey, you will do so with the certainty that your energy is not just powerful, it is legendary. You will no longer wonder why people are drawn to you, why even your critics cannot turn away. You will simply know, you are rare, you are unforgettable, You are a force. And now, standing in the brilliance of your own reflection, you are finally ready to claim it. Chosen one, as you continue to walk in the power of your energy, a new understanding begins to emerge, one that speaks not only to your radiance, but to the need for balance in all things. You are a force of nature, an undeniable presence, a being whose energy shifts the air when you enter a room. But even the brightest light, if unguarded, can become overwhelming. Even the rarest diamond, if not set with care, can be mishandled. And so, as you embrace your strength, as you accept the effect you have on others, you must also learn to master it. Your energy is not something that should be given freely to everyone, not because it is fragile. On the contrary, it is unbreakable, but because it is valuable. You have already seen how people react to you, how even your critics become addicted to your presence, unable to separate their thoughts from the way you make them feel. But not everyone who is drawn to your light is meant to bask in it. Not everyone who desires your energy is meant to have access to it. You must begin to discern who is worthy of your presence and who is merely fascinated by it. There will always be those who seek to take from you without giving in return, those who crave your glow but do not wish to shine alongside you. There will be those who confuse admiration with entitlement, who believe that simply because they are drawn to you, they deserve a piece of what you carry. And there will be those who, though they resist it outwardly, secretly yearn to be near you, even as they struggle against the power of their own attraction. It is not your responsibility to feed the addictions of others. It is not your duty to be the source of validation for those who cannot create their own. The energy you hold is sacred, and like all things sacred, it must be protected. This is not about withholding yourself, nor is it about fear. It is about wisdom. It is about knowing when to give and when to reserve, when to share and when to let others find their own path. Balance means understanding that your energy, while magnetic, is not infinite. If you give too much of yourself to those who do not appreciate your depth, you will find yourself drained. If you allow too many to feed on your presence without boundaries, you will begin to feel the weight of their expectations, their needs, their desires pressing upon you. But when you protect yourself, when you choose wisely where and how your energy is spent, you remain full, powerful, untouchable. You are not here to be consumed, chosen one. You are not here to be anyone's obsession, to be anyone's endless well of inspiration, to be anyone's answer to their own unhealed wounds. You are here to be exactly as you are, to shine without depletion, to exist without compromise. And so, you must move with intention, with the certainty that those who are meant to stand beside you will never require you to exhaust yourself for them. They will add to your brilliance, not steal from it. They will honor your light, not try to control it. This is balance, knowing that you can shine and still protect yourself, that you can be magnetic and still be discerning, that you can be admired and still remain untouchable to those who do not deserve your glow. This is the next step in your evolution, the moment where you stop giving your energy away to those who are addicted to it and start reserving it for those who truly understand its worth. Chosen one, as you step into this balance, something incredible happens. You begin to grow, not just in strength, not just in confidence, but in the very essence of who you are. Your energy, already powerful, begins to expand in ways you never imagined, reaching places you never expected, touching lives in ways you may never fully see. Because now you are no longer giving away pieces of yourself without thought. Now you are moving with precision, with wisdom, with the knowledge that your presence is not just an accident. It is a tool, a gift, a force that was never meant to be wasted. Growth does not happen in chaos. It happens in alignment, in purpose, in clarity. And now that you have released the weight of trying to manage the reactions of others, now that you have freed yourself from the expectations of those who cannot handle what you are, you have created space for something greater. The universe responds to those who walk in their truth without hesitation. And now that you are no longer seeking approval, no longer dimming your light to accommodate others, you will find that the opportunities, the connections, the experiences meant for you will begin to appear effortlessly. You no longer chase, because you have realized that what is meant for you is already seeking you. You no longer question your impact because you have accepted that your energy will always leave a mark. You no longer shrink in the presence of those who do not understand you because you now see that their misunderstanding has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. And yet, this growth is not just about how you are seen by others, it is about how you see yourself. You have spent so long being observed, being admired, being studied by those who cannot resist your presence. But now it is time to turn that gaze inward. Who are you becoming in this moment? Who is the version of yourself that no longer worries about whether people love you or envy you, whether they stay or go? Who is the version of you that is fully aware of their power, fully in control of their presence, fully at peace with the way the world responds to them? You are becoming untouchable. Not in a way that separates you from love, but in a way that separates you from anything that would diminish your energy. You are growing into a version of yourself that does not flinch in the face of criticism, does not bend under the weight of admiration, does not waver because of the shifting emotions of those who are drawn to you. You are evolving into the highest form of yourself, and with each step forward, you are shedding the doubts, the insecurities, the need for explanation that once held you back. Chosen one. Growth means letting go of anything that does not serve you. It means releasing the idea that you must be understood by everyone. It means embracing the truth that those who are addicted to your energy, those who cannot turn away, those who linger in your presence, whether in love or in resistance, are not your responsibility. They are simply proof of what you already know. You are unforgettable, undeniable, uncontainable. And now, as you grow beyond the need for validation, as you step fully into your own power, you realize that you were never meant to be anything less than what you are. You are not just seen, you are felt. You are not just admired, you are remembered. You are not just present, you are a force. And now, finally, you are becoming exactly what you were always meant to be. Whole, limitless, and free. Chosen one, as you continue to walk in the fullness of your energy, something deeper begins to reveal itself, the purpose behind everything you have been given. This energy, this radiance, this force that captivates even those who resist it, was never meant to be a source of confusion or burden. It was never meant to be something you had to explain or justify. It was always meant to be a tool, a gift designed to lead you towards something far greater than attention, admiration, or even the obsession of your critics. Your energy is not just about attraction. It is about influence, about shifting the world around you, about being a catalyst for transformation. You have already seen how your presence moves people, how even those who seek to diminish you cannot seem to turn away. But now, you begin to understand that this is not about them. It is about what the divine has placed within you. You were never meant to simply exist as something beautiful to be observed. You were meant to be a force, a presence that changes things, a light that cannot be ignored. Purpose is not something that is given. It is something that is uncovered. And now, as you stand in the truth of your own power, you begin to see what has been unfolding all along. Every experience, every encounter, every reaction you have received was leading you to this moment, to this realization that your energy is not just something you carry. It is something you must use. You were meant to awaken something in others. Whether they love you or envy you, whether they embrace you or resist you, whether they openly praise you or silently watch from the shadows, their reactions to you are not accidental. You shake them, you stir them, you force them to see things they may not be ready to confront. You remind them of what they lack, of what they desire, of the parts of themselves they have ignored. This is why they cannot look away, why they return, why they think of you even when they do not want to. It is not just your beauty, not just your energy, it is what you represent. Your purpose, chosen one, is to embody the power you have been given without apology. You are here to remind others of what is possible, to show them that energy, this rare, this magnetic, this undeniable, exists not by accident, but by divine design. You do not need to teach with words. Your existence alone is enough. You do not need to convince anyone of your worth. They have already seen it, already felt it, already become addicted to it in ways they do not understand. You are the evidence that something greater is at work. And whether people accept it or fight against it, They will never forget the moment they encountered your presence. Now that you see this, now that you know this, everything changes. You no longer ask why people react to you the way they do. You understand that they cannot help it. You no longer question why even your critics are obsessed with you. You know that what you represent is too powerful to be ignored. You no longer feel the need to diminish yourself, to make yourself smaller, to ease the discomfort of those who do not understand what they are experiencing. You were never meant to be understood by everyone. You were meant to be felt. This is your purpose, chosen one. Not to fit in, not to be accepted, not to cater to those who cannot handle your presence. Your purpose is to exist in the fullness of what you are, to stand in your energy without fear, without hesitation, without the need for permission.